Armin and Adrien Broner were sparring at Santo Studio a while back with Dean the Great. And then Dean the Great obviously brought AB back from the shadows. I did a podcast one time with AB with Rampage when we first met him. That's the first time they all met. And it was interesting. Rampage has it was an interesting dynamic. I think Rampage said like it seemed like he didn't want to be there, but it was a good time, and I had fun with Rampage and him, and I got to know AB. And then he kind of went blacked out, like no content, no social, like where you turn everything off for a little bit. Yeah. And then
did something happen with him? Did he have some kind of scandal or something?
I don't know. And then he came back with Dean. Dean brought him back, and now they're locking in. But they came here, and Armin was actually intrigued. He was like, yo, do you think we could do some content? So they did a kick live stream. He's like, I want to see what this guy's got. And AB out of nowhere just went from being the funny guy to like, let me show you what I can still do. And Armin starts asking him questions. They end up staying at Santo for about 30 minutes, just training techniques and stuff. So this is what kind of caused all the chaos, where then Bobby Green was like, oh, I want to go down there and see what they're about. And obviously Adrien Broner's one of the most decorated boxing, 4 world-class titles, 4 different divisions. What do we think of the sparring match with AB, or with AB's sparring partner with Bobby Green? Because a lot of people are saying that, you know, MMA fighters, UFC fighters specifically, cannot go spar and train with boxers at a high level. It's completely different. Boxing's the hardest. We've been seeing all these conversations going on. I
do that all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. We were driving down to North Wales once to spar some pro boxers. And we drove down to Wales, and we're in the middle of the countryside, and we get to like this farm, and there's like this junkyard, and me and my coach is an Olympic boxing coach. So like, he's very proper, you know, the hands are wrapped and all the rest of it. And we get there, it was like Snatch, and there's like 4 or 5 gypsies, and they had no ring, and it was in the middle of like a barn, and there was 4 metal posts with a hand wrap tied around it. And that was the ring. and my boxing coach was like, no, we ain't sparring here. We're leaving. I'm like, coach, we've just driven 2.5 hours to get here. We're doing some sparring. And it turned out to be some of the best sparring. They were tough assholes, man. They beat the shit out of me. I beat the shit out of them. It was a good day of training. And then after that, that's when my coach was like, you know what? I like this kid, you know.
So do we think...
You gotta spar boxers.
Do we think if Bobby Green was the spar Adrien Broner, he would put the work on him? Or would Adrien Broner at this level where he's at in his life be able to keep up, not keep up, hurt him, beat him? What do you think would happen?
I'll tell you this, when I did spar with real Olympic level boxers, there was one of my old training partners, Tony Quigley Jr., Jesus Christ, man, they're so good. It's insane, man. Yeah. It's insane. Like, you look at the heavyweight division, so some guys like, you know, an Ngannou or whatever can jump in there. But the lighter guys, the speed, like, it's almost impossible to even hit them. What do you think? You think Bobby Green, if he ends up sparring AB, that he would do good? Or do you think Adrien Broner would do
I think Bobby has such a weird, awkward style, you know, on the feet. But I think there definitely are levels. I think the guy that he sparred that we saw was definitely a level below Adrien Broner.
Yeah. Wasn't there something where the guy... Did they actually spar? Because all I saw was him refusing to spar.
No. He ends up going back and sparring, and Mighty Mouse did a whole video on it. Like, it was crazy. It was a real sparring match.
He didn't spar Broner though. He sparred.
He sparred Bang or something. His boy Bang or something.
And the guy was freaking out though, right? Saying, "Are you going to kick me? Are you going to throw elbows and stuff like that?"
Yeah. My main thing is I just want to solve the debate for the internet. Like, are UFC fighters, guys that are professional fighters that fight in the UFC, do they have world-class boxing enough to be able to come in here and dominate?
Some of them.
Yeah.
Taporia for one.
Yeah. Taporia is a great example.
Yeah.
This is Dean's warehouse that he created for them to do the 40 days where they lock in and get sober and train for fights, because Dean apparently is fighting Henry Cejudo on a card. Yeah. This guy right here. Dean's good. He's a good boxer. He used to train here.
I love this duo.
Okay. Yeah.
Dean the Great.
They're funny, right?
Oh my God. Yeah. The clips of them are hilarious.
So this is Bobby Green after his win going back to the warehouse, because the first time they wouldn't let him spar because he had stitches in his eye. And this is
that's
him,
right. That's the clip I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is him sparring basically Bang, Adrien Broner's like sparring partner. And Seems like he's just doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, it seems like he's having fun in there.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot of MMA fighters, UFC fighters, could do very well in boxing. I'm not saying they can go over and necessarily take over the sport.
Yeah.
Ilia Topuria is definitely a candidate. There's a few others. Can't think of them off the top of my head. My boxing was always pretty good. That was my strongest suit. I used to spar a lot of boxers back in the day. Who else is there? I mean, there's quite a few.
I got one.
Go on.
In my weight class, he's my sparring partner. His name is Levon Shokeli.
Okay.
He just won his debut at the Apex a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
But he's Topuria-esque in his style at welterweight. And he hits harder than anyone I've ever trained with.
It's crazy. Life. Yeah. No, there's definitely some, but of course a boxer cannot come over to mixed martial arts. Simple as that.
And then